Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Peace, everybody. Sweet Science Boxing Academy. We back with another video. All right, y'all. So Jake Paul calls out Anthony Joshua to fight next.
What?
Like, what is this world coming to? This is crazy. This is insane. I would say though, if all this stuff is true, if Jake Paul is serious about fighting Anthony Joshua, then he would get some respect. Just for the simple fact that that's a real fighter. Now, although Anthony Joshua, he seemed like he probably is declining on the tail end of his career, perhaps. You never know because he can possibly come back and become a three-time heavyweight champion of the world. But it just seemed like he's like on the back end. But he's still relatively young, he's still fresh, he's still in the game, he's still active. That's the proper thing I should say. He's still active. He's not like 10 years removed, 15 years removed, 20 years removed, damn near 30 years removed, like Mike Tyson. Like, he's still fresh. So if Jake Paul was actually real and for him, then he should get credit for that. He should. He should get credit from everybody for that. He should get respect because it already takes a certain type of person to step inside that square circle anyway. So any man that steps in the ring get credit. So he already get credit and respect for doing that. That goes for anybody. But for the simple fact that he will really want to fight AJ, that's a tall order. But that's what the reports are saying. They're saying that Jake Paul want to fight AJ next. So that whole Tank Davis versus Jake Paul, I guess that's going to have to take a pause. And to be honest with you, Jake Paul versus AJ is a much better fight than Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Because although I got Tank beating Jake, but it's still just a simple fact that Jake is just a lot bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. Although, because I see people saying that, like, well, Jake is too big for Tank. Like, Jake just started boxing a couple of years ago. Like, it's not really that good, to be honest with you. Yeah, he got heart and everything. He got a little bit of amateur level skills. He got a right hand, but that don't mean nothing when it comes to skill. But people will think that it's unfair. So, all right, you just fought a heavyweight. You just fought Mike Tyson. You came in 227. All right, so stay a heavyweight and fight AJ. So I guess this would be a good replacement, if you will. And you know, we all know that AJ is promoted by Eddie Hearn, the Zone, and they fight on Rehab. And Jake Paul is now doing a Netflix thing. So I don't know if this would be like some type of cross promotion type thing, or maybe Jake would do a one off on the Zone and Rehab, or vice versa. Maybe AJ would do a one off and do Netflix or something like that. Um, but either way, it's interesting, and it could potentially happen because boxing is the wild wild west. There's no real set entity that controls the organization or the sport. It's not an organization. It's just a sport. So this can possibly take place. So we just gonna have to wait and see. So fingers crossed because if all this stuff is true, I would like to see AJ knock out Jake Paul because that's what's going to inevitably end up happening. If you think otherwise, then you tripping. So It is what it is. But that's all I got for now, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Drop your comments down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'll see y'all next one. Peace.